Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I was just eating my cake that I made. Alright, hi guys. As you can see from the video, I'm making my own cake. I made everything from scratch except for the modeling chocolate. But yeah, one of my friends asked me to make her cake. So I wanted to do a practice cake since I've never actually made a cake before. So here's the process of me making the cake. I will say that I'm actually pretty proud of it because I made it. It's my first cake. I watch a lot of cake videos, so I was really excited to actually try it and put it all my skills that I learned to use. So yeah, without further ado, let's see the video. Shirt may or may not be blue, as well as the background may or may not be blue because of the blue cake I made. Okay, so I just came back from Hobby Lobby and oh my gosh, I was in a line and it was so long and it took me like 30 minutes because this woman wanted to buy like the whole store. Like, I was so frustrated, so it kind of put me in a bad mood. But anyways, I'm done. I just came from Hobby Lobby, and before that I went to the cake supply store and I got like dowels and cake dye and cake boards. So now I have to go to Walmart to get some butter and eggs. So yeah, let's go. So now I'm at Walmart. I hope this doesn't take long. So I'm finally back. Quick run in, run out. So finally I can go home to make the cake. Alright, hey everybody. So this is all the stuff I'm using for the cake. So I preheated the oven, tied my hair up because you know you have to do that. And I also put on an apron because who isn't a baker without their special apron? It's actually my sister's.
I do my little dancey dance.
But yeah, I started with adding 2 cups of all-purpose flour and put it into a bowl.
So that means you're gonna be down here harassing me.
Yeah.
How long you gonna be down here?
A while. So yeah, I added that in. I also added the baking powder, the baking soda, and I got some on my shirt. Yay. What's the point of even wearing an apron if you get it all on yourself? Then I put cocoa powder in there. 2 tablespoons, I believe. And salt, I put 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And I mixed it together as one does. Then I put the sugar in, the vegetable oil, and I incorporated the dry into my mixer, and I'm just gonna mix that all together because that is what the recipe called for. Adding the attachment. And so now I'm working on the wet ingredients. I put the eggs, the vanilla, my dad's laugh, and the buttermilk, and the food coloring. Now, I was supposed to put a little, but look, I put a lot, and you know, there's no turning back there, so it's okay. And I'm gonna mix all of that together. And now I'm putting the French vanilla in, coffee, and as you guys can see, I was struggling.
Boy, if you don't get
3 hours later.
Really bad, but I finally got it on, and I placed it under the coffee, and I made the coffee. It calls for like a cup, and it adds the nice moisture to the cake, and it brings out the chocolate in the blue velvet cake. Then I added the white vinegar, y'all. This smelled so bad. Like, I was like, why would anybody even put this in a cake? But it's okay. It's okay, but it just smelled super bad. And look at that color. So beautiful. As if that was not enough, I actually ended up adding more. I really wanted this to be blue, so there, y'all see me adding a lot more. But it makes it such a beautiful deep blue, you know, like I love it so much. And since this was for like a practice baby shower, I just wanted to make sure I had a blue cake. So now I'm incorporating the wet with the dry. One thing about this recipe is the batter is going to be very, very loose, but when it bakes, it's super, super moist, like one of the moistest cakes I've ever had. So it's very good. Oh, I'm sorry, I know a lot of people hate that word, but yeah. So here's it mixing together, and you add it in slowly in little increments so it doesn't splash all over the place. Here it's splashed all over the place. And see, that's how the batter is supposed to look, just very runny. And if you try this recipe and it's runny, it's definitely okay, because that's how it's supposed to be. So now I'm putting the flour in the pan, and in retrospect I would have cut out parchment the size of the pan and put it on the bottom because it ended up sticking. But for my third cake, I made another batch of this and I used the parchment paper and it worked like a charm. So I definitely recommend that. I learned a lot from making this cake, so I'm glad that I made a practice cake so I'll know what to expect for when I make it a few days later. So now I'm putting it in the oven. And that's how the cakes looked. This is cake 2. I didn't film that much, but it's a vanilla cake and I dyed it blue on the inside. This cake ended up turning out a little bit drier than I wanted to. I believe I overbaked it just a tad bit. So when I make the actual cake, I'm going to not overbake it, obviously, and maybe add a simple syrup. Simple syrup is literally just water and sugar boiled together to make the cake a lot more moist. So those are my cakes finished. And oh my gosh, this took such a long time. But now I fast forwarded because I was just in a working mood, and I had vanilla buttercream in the middle, and right now I'm filling the cakes and putting kind of a crumb coat on it. Yep, I'm doing all of that. The American buttercream was actually very, very, very good if I do say so myself. And yeah, so I really enjoyed this recipe. I really liked using it. So here is me making the Swiss meringue buttercream, and oh my gosh, it tasted so good. So I just made the Swiss meringue buttercream, and it tastes really good. So this is one of the cakes. I put the coat on, the coat you do before you put the modeling chocolate or fondant on it. So I think that's gonna be all for tonight because I am tired and I would like to take a shower. So yeah, that's how it looks. Let's put it in the fridge.
The next day.
So yeah, guys, I'm sorry it skips a lot. I was really just trying to get this cake done, and I knew worrying on camera angles was gonna make it harder. But right now I am rolling out the modeling chocolate. I already have some of the cakes covered, and definitely I learned a lot, like how you're supposed to level a cake to make it look better and everything. But overall, I really enjoyed making this cake. Here's me adding the little dollops of frosting around the back because the back had a lot of imperfections. I still have a lot of smoothing out I should have done, but I was really tired and I just wanted to get this over with. But yeah, there's me adding the plaque. It's not perfect, like the back is like not the best, but you know, it's something. I'm actually really proud of myself. So yeah, there's the cake. My hands look like this. And short. So the cake can look like that.
The next morning.
So here's the inside. Here's the piece of cake.
What's hard? It's not gonna see it. I love the way it tastes. It gives my favorite color, so